So we have Dave here from Sven Gali today, and thank you for coming on our show today. I really appreciate you joining us.
Oh, thanks for having me.
No problem. So you recently released a new album, Bombs and Battlescars. I believe it was released on September 13th. I know there's a few different dates floating around, but I think that was the Canadian date.
September 13th, I think, was the European release, and it's been out for a while in Canada.
The album's titled Bombs and Battlescars. To me, it sounds like it's it's like being in a band and the ups and downs about it. Does that title have any meaning to you?
You nailed it on the head there. Yeah, you're right. We've been doing this for quite some time, and prior to doing this record, just discussing our careers, amongst a couple beers with the boys. It was the name came up, Bombs and Battlescars, and so we just kept it.
Okay, so let's talk about the album some. I'm just probably going to only mention 3 or 4 songs on it. Right? The first song, was it Monsters? That was the first single or song that came out, or was it One Gun?
I think it was One Gun that came out first. Actually, Spellbound came out first.
Right, but we're going to talk about that in a minute. So
yes, and then and then One Gun and Monster. That's correct.
Okay, so let's talk about One Gun then. Can you tell me about that song and what it's about and what it means?
One Gun it's basically just about, it just takes one person, one bad move, one bad decision to impact a lot of people, a lot of countries, and with everything that's going on in the world, it's hard for these issues to creep into songs, things that we're seeing, and you just question people's ideals and wonder, we're only on this earth for 75, 85 years.
Right,
what are we doing?
For lucky.
Yeah, what are we doing, right? So can't we just get along, But that's basically what it's about. It just takes one bad decision.
Awesome. And it's a really catchy song. I like it, so it's good. And the second video or song is called Monster. Can you tell me about that song and what it means?
Monster is about someone with a challenge, and it keep getting beat down, and basically having the drive, the energy to let it go and release the monster to overcome. It's about to overcome.
Awesome. And about 3 months ago, you released the latest video, which was Coming Home. Can you explain that and what it's about, too?
Coming Home was a kind of a neat writing, if you will. We had this. Andy sent me this riff, the riff of the song, and I've been listening to it in my truck and driving around listening to it, and one night I was sitting on the couch and flicking the TV over, and I just listened to this song quite a bit, and I put on the movie came on, the Da Vinci Code.
Okay.
So I just stopped there for a little bit, and I was watching it, and angels surround me, and just stuff like that started coming into my head. And then I grabbed a pen and paper and just started making some notes and putting some melody to it, and I got some inspiration from that.
Right. That's what I like when I'm writing stuff down. It's like, you got to write it down right then, or write that lyric. Like, you're going to forget it if you don't do it. So
yeah, you have to do it right away. I have a pen and paper beside my bed.
Yeah, that's the way you got to do it.
I've woken up so many times in sleep and jotted something down.
And so the closing song on the album is called Nothing New. It's I believe it's a ballad. The band writes amazing ballads. I mean, we can go back and talk the catalog all we want and stuff, but we're mainly focusing on the new songs. It's called Nothing New. Can you tell me about that song and what it means?
Well, obviously, it was written for the ladies in our lives, and no matter what happened in our careers, in music, and no matter what happens in life, they're always there, supportive. It's not about anything other than the relationship that we have, and there's really, there's really nothing new. that has to happen or they have to do for you to stay in touch or engaged with them. So it was just it was one of those softer moments, and we do we have a lot of those songs in the can, but we chose that one for this one.
And now we can talk about the Triumph song. You did a cover of their Spellbound song, and I guess it was pretty awesome that you had Gil Moore to be on in the video with you.
Back in the late '80s, when we were kids, and we were just getting our musical, chops together, we saved up a bunch of money playing gigs, and we rented the studio at Metalworks to go record for the very first time.
Mississauga, I know where it is.
Yes, exactly. So while we were there, we walked in, and you're kind of mesmerized by the place and everything that's happened there. We're fortunate enough to meet the band. They were there.
Really?
And so we're messing around in the studio and getting things together, and our bass player Sean, his bass amp was acting up, but Mike Levine lent him his. And it was like they're really nice. They're just so humble and great, and we ended up talking with the guys, and we were big fans, and we were signing. They signed some stuff for us, and it was a nice. It made us feel at home, if you will. Right. And so many years later, now, when we were contemplating doing that song, the guys asked me what song, and I said, well, we have to do Spellbound. It's one of my favorite songs. That riff at the beginning, when I remembered when I was a young man, and so we rewrote it. And the funny thing is that Gil really liked it, number one. But what's even funnier is the song's about his wife, and he loves it. So we told her, you have to be in the video. So she's sitting at the board with him.
Yeah, I actually got to meet the band there. It was about a year ago. They did the documentary. Were you there? Documentary. So I went down to Toronto and I actually got to meet the band. But of course, me being stubborn, I didn't get a picture with them, and now I regret it because you see a band once. I actually have another Triumph story. They were nominated, or they won the Mississauga Music Award or something a few years back, and I was actually on stage with the band and the mayor of Mississauga.
Oh, cool!
And I won a guitar from the band that was all signed. So that's my
good for you.
That's my Triumph story.
I have that's awesome. I have Gil's kick drum skin, the one that he had with silver Triumph on it.
Oh wow, awesome!
Yeah,
nice. I got to interview Mike one time too, so that was one of my highlights to doing these interviews. So I love how the band actually does videos. You see these bands nowadays, they do these lyric videos, and it's like, to me, I can't stand them. It's just so I really appreciate that you take the time and get the band together and actually do perform a video.
I think it's important. And the good thing for us now is, like, we do everything in house. So from recording, we do all our recording. Pretty much all the production, all the videos are in house. We make our own videos. We edit our videos. So we do everything in house. And coming from the time that we were heavily involved in the industry, that was all the rage, like videos. Everybody wanted to see the video.
Oh, we love those videos back in the '80s, the tie-dye skies and all those.
Yeah,
those were perfect videos for the time. It just
so we just kept it going. We just finished a video the other night for another song, and there's a song called Life Inside. There's a video coming out for that soon.
All right, on.
But then we have another video, another surprise. We recorded a song that can't really say anything about right now, and we shot the video for it. And I think everybody's gonna really like this.
Awesome. That's what we like. I mean, I can't stand those lyric videos. You're looking on the screen and falling words. No, it's not my cup of tea. So I grew up in Hamilton, so I'm not far from St. Catharines. And I really enjoyed the band growing up. And we used to have a magazine called Meat Magazine. I'm pretty sure you might be familiar with.
I think I was in Meat Magazine a few times.
Well, this is from November 1990.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've ever seen this one, but it's from an up-and-coming band named Sven Gali. What do you think of that?
I actually have that.
Blurry, but
I've got it.
That's pretty cool. And
like I said, down in the archives. It's funny, we played the Alma Combo.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that in a minute. So.
Yeah, Drew is there.
Yeah, he's he's still doing his thing. I wish he brought the magazine back, but that takes a lot of work. So
Yeah.
yeah, he done an amazing job with that magazine. So I have a question about the band's older songs. You did "Whispers in the Rain" before, and I love that song. It's one of the best,
Wow.
one of the best ballads I ever heard. And I was wondering, how come it was never released as a single or a video?
You know what? The God's honest truth is we weren't crazy about the song.
Really?
You know how some songs you
Mm-hmm.
know, but it resonates with other people.
It resonates with the fans, but I
Not
totally
with the
get
band.
you.
It's such a common thing.
I
And that
totally
was
get
one
you.
of them. And I think it was one of them because it wasn't like heavy. Um, I don't know what it was about that song, but yeah, it wasn't one of our favorites, and we didn't even play it live.
If you ever got around to doing it again, I have a good idea what we could include in the
All right.
video. So
Well, we'll talk
keep
about that
that,
when you can
keep that
produce
in
it.
mind. So the band was absent for a few years there. There's a kind of a gap in between albums and stuff. What made you decide to get the band back together, and why did it take a while to do this?
You know what? It's just it just fell into our laps. We had no intention. And one day I got a call from Dan from Varga, our drummer, our new drummer
Mm-hmm.
now. And Dan called me and just said, "Dave, do you want to come on over? I got some guys coming over to jam." Oh, I haven't jammed in for ages, but he just called me out of the blue. And I said, "Yeah, why not?" So I went to his house, and there was me, Sean from Sven Gali. There was another guitar player. I think the guitar player from Slick Toxic was there.
Okay, I remember that band.
Yeah, Toronto band, and Dan, and we just started jamming a little bit. And when I left that rehearsal, we'll call it,
Mm-hmm.
it just felt good. Something that was weird, and it kind of drew me back in a little bit. And then, oddly enough, I was talking with Andy. Andy, our guitar player, lives in Beijing,
Mm-hmm.
and I told him what we did and what we were doing, and he said, "That's great." He goes, "I'm going to be there. I'll come." I said, "Yeah, let's go." So we got together, and then all of a sudden, 5-6 years later, we did an EP3. We did many videos. We got Bombs and Battlescars.
Mm-hmm.
We got stuff coming that's been recorded already. We've got stuff in the can. It was like for the last month and a half, we've been like a full-time rock band, and it's been weird, but we love it.
Well, that's amazing. I talk to Dan sometimes on Facebook, so
Yeah.
He's a real cool guy. He's always bugged me to come to the concerts. I actually seen you the last time. You're probably at the Rock Pal, probably 2 years ago now.
Yes. Yeah, I remember.
And that was an amazing show. I was right up the front, and
Oh, cool. So where are you located? Where are you located?
I'm in Brampton, so I'm not far from the Rock Pal.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Probably about a half an hour. But all this area, I'm all familiar with everything. So
yeah.
I'm assuming that one of the highlights of your career was touring with Death Leppard. What was it like to be with on the road with that band?
Actually, that was a very special time. When you're a kid, when I was a kid, I used to sit in my basement on weekends or at nighttime listening to records, listening to Boston, and all those, and just listening and learning. And then when you're young, you're thinking about, I love to do that. I'd love to be on a stage. And I remember the very first show we flew into. I think it was on the West Coast, the first show, and I remember getting the call to the lobby of the hotel to make our way to the venue, and getting in the van with the band, and then having flashbacks of when I was a kid, thinking, and then
jitters starting.
Yeah, I'm saying to myself, I'm going to do this now, So we went to there, and I remember walking out on stage in front of 40,000 people, and went, wow, it was just like I thought it would be. It was great.
Was that a Canadian tour? Did you go?
It was Canada. Yeah, we went across it was like the Canada Day tour.
Wow, that's amazing. That was
one
of my favorite bands. So.
Again, great guys.
Oh, I can imagine. I would love to interview them, but I haven't had the luck yet. So, cross my fingers. Speaking of albums and stuff, do you see in the future that the band would be doing another album at all, or?
You know what? I'll never say no. Not after what we've just done. I'll never say no, but we do have starting to compile a bunch of stuff right now. So we're just keep going and never say never. But right now we're working, just, we're pushing Bombs and Battlescars or working it, and so far the reaction that we've heard of, people are enjoying it, which we're very happy. We write for ourselves now. We're at that point in our lives where we just want to make ourselves happy, and but anybody who wants to come along, we're welcome.
The concert was recorded for, I think, a live album. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yes.
When can we expect that to come out? Because we're very anxious to.
Yeah, so that's going to happen in spring.
Okay.
Yeah, that's we're working on it right now. We actually have got some of the artwork organized for the cover and the back cover. We're doing obviously vinyl again.
Right.
So that's all done already. We're pretty on it. Like, we don't wait. Times we really cherish our time, and if we have the time, we get things done. So a lot of that's done now, and now it's just a matter of getting it printed. It's getting printed in China, and then we'll be ready to rock.
You're gonna release your first album on vinyl for the first time, is that?
Oh, the very first record.
Right, Sven Gali.
Yeah, that's it's out on vinyl. Yes.
It is already out on vinyl.
It's out on vinyl, yeah.
Ooh, maybe that's what I'm getting shipped, so I'll be looking forward to that. I've always wanted that.
Are we sending you stuff?
I think so. If I get a vinyl record, I'm gonna probably put it up my walls. I mean, I cherish that album. That was really good album.
Yeah, we'll send you a vinyl for sure. We'll send you a vinyl of both.
Amazing, thank you very much.
You're
so,
welcome.
Can you tell the fans out here what how to get a hold of the band and buy the new album and stuff? And I've seen the videos on.
You can get it at Walmart. It's on Walmart. You can get
Walmart still sells records.
Yeah, go on Walmart.com or Walmart.ca, and there's everything on there. InWire, our second record's on there. I got to check for Bombs and Battlescars. I think it's on there, and yeah, I think it's on there, and the first record's on there also. So there's that way. There's through our website, and excuse me, I am not a social media guy at all. I'm not on social media.
I never see you on social media.
I'm not on it. I
don't even think you're on Facebook.
No, I don't have time. I have not. I don't go on it. It's, to me, it's a vital tool. I get it, and the guys always bother me about it. But I'm just like, I have no idea what's going on. I don't see anything of Sven Gali other than when I'm in the studio or on the stage. It's so funny. People talk to me, say, "Dave, I saw that picture on Facebook last night." Going, yeah, what is it?
Do you really want to see it? I got stories I heard about something about in the Hamilton at one of the banisters or something, but I'll leave that for another time. So yeah, so what is the website actually? Is it svengali.com, or do you have a hyphen in there?
I think it's a hyphen. Again, I'm sorry. I have to. You know what?
No worries. They can look it up. I mean, it's very. It's not.
Yeah, I think it's sven-gali.com or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I really appreciate coming on here today, and I'm a lifetime fan, and I'm glad you guys. I was like, when is this band ever going to get back together? It's one of my favorite bands of all time. So.
Well, I appreciate that.
That's awesome.
It's been it's been great meeting guys like you that still fly the flag and love music. It's awesome. So thank you. Do you got
any dates coming up? Any touring dates at all? Do you know?
We have in the works festivals for next year.
Mm-hmm.
So we're looking at some festivals in Europe. And we're looking at doing something here, but we went out east this year, but we have been asked to go out west. So we want to maybe figure out where we can what works, and but there is going to be a little bit more. You're going to see a little bit more of Sven Gali next year for sure with the new record.
Right on. So yeah, get out there and check them out. Just check their website and keep up to date. And thank you so much for doing this today. I appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. You take care now, and I look forward to seeing you at a show. Come on out, and I'll make sure that the send, if it's already in the works, we get you that.
Yeah, I think I'm getting that. That'd be really. I'm definitely going to hang it on my wall. So
awesome.
Something I'll cheers. Thank you, sir.
Okay, you take care. Okay,
bye.